Today we're going to be removing the outer and inner wheel well on my 68 GTO. I'm going to show you how I am going to drill out all the spot welds and remove it from the car. This right here panel I'm going to keep, so I got to cut all the rivets out of there, all the spot welds rather, from the other side. This bracket here goes up into the quarter panel. I'm gonna have to just cut these out right here to separate it. And let me show you on this side. What I am gonna do is remove, this is the bracket that holds the trunk pan, the trunk lid. So I gotta drill these out over here. It's removed from the floor pan. I did that last time and cleaned that up. So I basically have to just remove some of these rivets here for that bracket there and up top. So other than that, let me get out of the light. It's giving you a blinding light, sorry. And other than that, we're ready to go. The thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this area here of the wheel well. I have a drill with this 80 grit flap sander. Just do that, and then I take my punch. This is the pressure punch, so when you see a spot weld, a centering tool, so you just push in there and you'll hear that pop. I do it a couple times so I get a nice start. And then what I end up doing is I have this right here, and is a spot weld cutter. Has a tip on there that compresses, and this is the cutting tip. And again, just want to show you, it fits on the drill here. I'm going to show you a close-up in a second, but all you do is find the hole that you started and gently drill like that, and you cut all the spot welds out. I'll show you a close-up. See the close-up right here? That's where I started it. There's another one up here, another spot weld there. You just cut them out. You could go all the way through if you like. I don't like doing that because I use a punch. So I punch a hole in my new wheel well so I could weld it later. But let me take a couple of these out so I can show you exactly what I'm doing. This right here, spot weld, a couple spot welds there. You can see the spot welds right there. I cleaned up a little bit that you can see, and this removes it from the rear seat panel. So anyway, let me drill a couple out and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'll show you my progress. I started drilling those holes out right there. See that? Right there. Right there. I drilled those holes out, so that's getting loose. Want to show you this right here. See how it's separating from that panel, which that's what I want to do. What I am going to do is actually start removing that. I'm going to do a little differently. What I'm going to do, because this is welded right here, this area right here is welded, I'm going to probably end up cutting this out and then removing this. So I'm going to turn the camera off and I'll be back. Okay, I removed the top part of the wheel well out so I can show you what I'm doing. Right here, I drilled out these spot welds. I got a couple more up here I have to drill, and then I have to get back in there. I'm probably gonna grind that or cut it with a Sawzall or something super fine. But I wanted to show you, these are all my drills are out. It's loose. Just, you know, again, it just has to pop out. See, that's the whole thing is moving. And then I drilled these out right here. That was pretty easy because I could get to them fairly easy. And again, it's loose. So the whole thing is actually moving. So I know that's good. All right, I'm gonna start working on this side and work my way. I'm gonna start working my way back to the trunk from this side. So I'm gonna cut this right here and then cut it here. So this is free. Here's some spot welds on this side I gotta take care of. And that should give away to that side. And then I have this section right here, and that should free it on this side. And then the only other thing I would have to do, if I'm not mistaken, is the trunk brace right here. Sorry about the lighting. Okay, I decided to approach this a different way. I noticed up in here on this bracket here where the quarter panel is, there is, it's actually welded. I'll show you. Right there. See, there's a weld there. These are all welds from the underside. I will not be able to do that because there's no way to get to this spot. So what I decided to do is go about it from underneath and drill these out from under the wheel well. This is the trunk brace that holds the trunk lid right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 spot welds right there. I'm gonna drill them out from under here, and I'm gonna drill these out from under here because I can't get at these over here. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I'll catch you when I'm done. All right, I drilled out all the spot welds on this bracket here. I got a couple more to drill right here. This is fairly loose. See that? I got to drill these spot welds right in here. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So there's 4 of them. Other than that, I think it's ready to give. There might be some spot welds back underneath this bracket that I can't see right now, but I'll let you know as I get closer. The only problem I had was this right here, is making sure I was able to get those spot welds. But okay, here we are, and all I have to do now is remove my little zip screws, self-tapping, and then this inner wheel well will fall out. So just want to show you the trunk side real quick. Okay, that's the trunk hood bracket that is spot welded to the inner wheel well, and like I said, I removed everything, so this is moving now, so which is good. So all I have to do now is just remove those zip screws, and with 4 zip screws here. So I'm going to take this out, and this should fall right out. So I hope you guys can see. So let me take this one off. Okay. All right, that was the last screw. So now, let's see. All right, that's it. So, oh, there's one more thing. I have to cut this over here. This piece is connected to the trunk filler panel. So I have to cut that in order to remove this. So cut this trunk filler panel away from the wheel well so I can remove it. So I'm just gonna cut this real quick. Okay, I'm going to remove, let me get on this side. Now I'm going to remove the screw that I have holding it here, and it should fall right out. Just like that. All right, so that's removed, and in case you noticed, I reinstalled the frame because I wanted it to be rigid, because I was moving this section of the car away, and then after I remove the wheel wells here, I'm going to be doing the quarter panel. So once I do that, I wanted it to be pretty much strong and stable so it's not flexing and moving on me, just so you know. Okay, just wanted to let you guys know I cleaned everything up, grinded everything nice and smooth. That's where the bracket for the trunk lid attaches to the wheel well. I grinded that off. That looks pretty good right there. I cleaned this side all the way down. It looks nice and clean. I'll show you the inside. Okay, this is the inside. It's all nice and clean. Grinded that all up, so it's ready to accept the wheel well. So I am gonna put that in place and see what it looks like. This is the inner wheel well I installed after I cleaned everything up, and the fitment is pretty good. The only problem that I have, as you can see, this right here, I'm gonna have to just like pull this down a little bit to tighten it up and secure it. But other than that, I mean, this looks good here where the trunk lines up. I haven't screwed that in yet, but it goes in there like this. The other thing is I'm gonna tack it in place. I'm gonna show you the inside. Be right back. Okay, we are in the inside, and it's good up against here. See this? This is pretty decent right along this area here. Right here I have one screw holding it in place. This is pretty good. The only problem is this, I have a, let me see if I can get the camera to show that. I have a gap there and I have a gap right down there. Now, I think I'll be okay once I screw that in place before I do my final fitting. That's about it. So let me throw the outer wheel well in so I can show you that. This is the outer wheel well. The only thing you got to be careful is this right here fits in this pocket. So the only thing you got to be careful is how you put it in there so you don't bend this little flange here. So I put that in first, right along here. I don't know if you could see it from where the camera's set up. This is the outer flange here. So just sneak that in there. Little tap like that, and then lift it in place. Like this. Get in like that. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to hold it in place, I'm just going to zip some screw right here. All right, and then I'm going to put a screw over here. I'm using these self-tapping screws. I find them better than the Clecos only because they hold more than 25 pounds. So if you have something that's jammed and you need to like just maneuver it a little bit, you can, because these hold a hell of a lot more than 25 pounds. So what I'm doing is just tacking it in place just like that, and I mean, it's pretty good. You should. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it, and be right back. Here we are. Just wanted to show you the outer wheelhouse and the inner wheelhouse are in. Again, I have them temporarily tacked, so when I fit the quarter, I want to make sure that everything's in place and fits properly. Just wanted to show you, this is where the spot welds are. Everything lined up fairly close. Just got to move it a little bit in or out, and then tack weld that in place. That's good. Over here, that fit right there. It's nice and tight. It's touching all the way down. The gap in the wheel well is pretty good right here. That's showing pretty much smooth. Right there is where it all comes together. That looks good. I have it temporarily tacked right there to screw. And I have the trunk brace temporarily tacked with that right there. I'm going to show you the inside. Again, it fits pretty good. I should have got them pre-assembled. It would have saved a lot more time, but because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the wheelhouse, I decided to get it in pieces, so it's just a little more work. And in here, it looks pretty good up against the rear seat panel right there. Let me stop shaking. Sorry. Right there looks pretty good. Right there's a little gap, but once I screw it tight, it'll be fine. There's a little gap there. Again, that's not screwed. It's just temporarily in place. That looks good there. And then right there, I have a screw holding it in place. Quarter panel. That's going to be my next video. Right now, like I said, it's going to be temporarily tacked, so I could easily remove it or adjust it if I have to. So I'm not going to do any welding, but I will add more self-tapping screws so it doesn't move. Please like and subscribe, support my channel, so that way I could be able to give you more videos. This is a long project. I've been doing it on my spare time, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one where I would be doing the quarter panel.